we can have a whole show about it.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, Friday night the Reds beat the Guardians today.
Yeah, I seen that.
That's a good thing for the trash Reds. But Big G,
Mm.
we're gonna talk about the Chris Olave trade, man. Why don't you tell me what's going on with that, with your ear to the street?
Mm.
You and Curb did a little better today, man. Y'all talked about at least specific Steeler stuff and didn't get off all into the weeds like y'all sometimes do.
Because I punched him in his throat.
Oh, violence. Chose violence today, huh?
Yeah, I
Well,
Hassan chopped him right here.
We'll start the show out with one of these and bring this guy in.
Dang, my mic was straight muted.
Bro,
Yeah, but I Hassan chopped him, bro, right here. I punched him in his throat.
hey for being late.
Yeah, Big G, I need you to read in the section about being timely in the HR handbook.
Man, somebody stole my book, bro. They stole my book and my sign.
Well, just read to them what you remember off the top of your
Off the cuff.
It's like section 4032B/45A. Must be on time or in a timely manner within 5 minutes of the shift starting in order not to receive a fine. Something like that. Within 5 minutes of the shift. Something like that.
I mean, but you know, we all run into things. I used to have to go to work every day, man. I'll be going to work. Accident happened in traffic or something. I didn't have no particular time to be there, but if I'm usually there at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm gonna be later than that. I'll call and say, hey, I'm running a little late. I'm gonna be a little late. But you know.
Hey, so something else is happening too with the thing, bro, because I'm watching it on my phone and we got all kind of comments, but on our thing, we ain't got no comments.
Now one.
Yeah.
It's comments here. I'm looking at the Major, Afton in the building, Reginald Rivers.
Oh, there you go. I had to refresh. There you go. I had to refresh. That's me. I deserve a fine.
Not a problem, Big G.
Hey man, there was a C note in that jar too, dog. I seen somebody put a C note in there.
Well, who you think have reached that much in fines?
I don't know, but I seen a C
Zero
note in there.
doubt I haven't.
I seen a couple 5s, couple 10s, but I
ain't
seen
nothing
a C
but
note
college football season for me.
Yeah, I got a few fines. If we was levying out fines based off the infraction, Big G, you got a couple $25 fines up in there, but because they was backstage.
Them wasn't fines. There's a difference between a fine and a violation. I got violated. I was violated in the backstage.
No, my ears got violated. That's what happened.
Yeah.
No Diddy.
I mean, you get a no Diddy for being violated. What are you talking? You grown ass man.
Hey man, I was out there like that, bro. I was tripping, man. I was tripping,
man.
Hey,
what's happening, man? What's up with you?
This is maybe I'm too early for the show again. This conversation ain't for me. You all can continue on without me. I don't.
You froze.
Whatever's violating y'all got going on backstage, it ain't for me.
How come Pay's lips ain't moving it, but everybody else is? What's going on? It's just screen.
Stop watching my lips.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Big G. You could have just said Pay is frozen.
Come on, man. Y'all reaching now, man.
Pay, I caught a clip of you talking about the Bears to one of your Lions guys. You ain't allowed to talk about no Diddy nothing.
He's the king.
On the king. One with it. You was on one with it.
The king of Diddy. The king.
I don't know
what you're talking
about.
Hey, Major called you Grumpy Pay. He said you grumpy, like Grumpy Smurf.
You know, this ain't the particular week that we should be invoking a certain celebrity. So keep it clean.
I think it's gonna be more than a week.
I started to change the graphic and put jail Diddy on there. That Joker looked like he's 65 years old.
I think
y'all see?
He is like 60-something years.
Yeah, he got to be because he got to
be 55. He 55, man.
I'm about to
55 and 60-something is about the same.
He is 55.
Old.
55 and 65 is way different.
I said 55.
He was born in 1969.
Which makes him, he'll turn 56 in November.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 55.
Well, about 20 years. It looked like 20 years, man. 20. What it is, he don't have product to all that just for men and all that stuff now. He ain't got somebody cutting his hair every week, you know.
He ain't got the
every week, probably every
big
G.
Hey, what you said, Pay?
You don't have a big G shipment.
No shipment from me, bro. No shipment. You in there suffering.
Nah, Big G, you've been straight jet black. You've been gray stubble. You've been all over the place, man. Which kind of dry snitches on yourself, man.
Oh, I don't got no problem with it. I've been told I use it. I don't have any problem with explaining to everybody that Just for Men. Listen, if Just for Men, if you're listening right now, we would love to have a sponsorship on this show, and I promise you, I will support all your products, run airtime commercials, everything you need for Just for Men, because I don't have no problem with admitting that I use it. None.
Oh, Reginald Rivers called me Tate Diddy. I don't know why, but maybe it's because of my subtitle box. Maybe that's why what it says. But Afton, do Afton get hit with her first no Diddy?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, well, that's up to B Dirt. Afton.
it's B Dirt, the judge and jury, and no Diddy.
Yeah. He is, man. He is.
I'm just glad that's a thumbs up and not a fist. You know what I mean?
But so it sounds like it's time. It sounds like it's time.
Afton,
it sounds like
you know that comment you said could have
walking the line.
Yeah, it could be interpreted different by different people.
But all she's saying is get the algorithms up. That's all she's really saying. And that
hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, but it's
okay. Afton, thank you. No Diddy for you, but just think about what the interpretation could be.
I mean, Afton, you went from being from this to this, and it would have been ugly. It went from this to this. And it would have been ugly.
Homies do not intend to trigger anybody with the constant mentioning of a serial abuser. We just cracking jokes. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing that, Pay. But it looked bad for Diddy in the courtroom, man. From everything I've heard this week and stuff like that, little news updates. But hey, before we get started, Big G, shout out everybody in the live chat, man.
Whew. It's a whole bunch of people in there now.
The most recent people. Just go ahead and shout out to everybody, but go ahead and do your double salute, Big G, to some of the people.
No, never double salute. Get out of here.
Double salute is okay. You're the one that said both ways. We changed both ways to double salute.
It's right here. That's it.
I don't even know what's clean anymore.
Oh, it's right here. I'm no other way. No. Juice Bellamy, Brett Howell, Luke Cage, Mother of Afton Cafty, Afton, Jar Devil, Mr. Woodside. It's, what does that say? It's shoe butter? Yeah, I've never seen this shoe butter before.
It's shea butter.
Rodney Statton, John Codwell, The Major. What's up, Felicia? What's cracking? Rob Lightfoot, Brett Howell.
Felicia in the building?
Yep. Luke K 777, Danny Littlejohn, Reginald Rivers, Craig Withrow. It's a lot. It's a lot of folks in here, bro. It's a lot.
I guess that A looked like an O. I guess.
Who, Felicia?
No, Shay. I guess that A looks like a O because I have never heard someone confuse shoe and shea butter before. I don't know.
Claude, you already know how we do a cold opening every time. Thank you for the $5, Claude. You need to stop being old man, get off my front yard, that type dude, because that's what you're doing right there. He said, are you guys going to talk about football or is this the TMC Diddy hour? No, Claude.
I agree with Claude.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah,
Claude.
because
Stop being an old man and get off your yard, Claude. Stop that.
Yeah, Pay, because you the king, no Diddy. Apparently, I got to get with the homies June and B False and find out what was said.
I mean, just all you gotta do is watch the show.
Yeah, that's how I found out.
Well, tell me a time and clip, a timestamp, and I'll go check it out. But anyway, we are going to talk about football, man. We're just trying to give everybody time that's going to show up on Friday to show up, and then we're going to jump to it. Matter of fact, right now, we're going to take our first break and come back, Claude. And just for you and everybody else is ready to rush into the football of it all, we're going to jump into football. So if you're watching on YouTube, stay with us. You know we're not going anywhere. If you listen on one of your audio platforms, be it Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon Podcast, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to your audio podcast at, give us just a moment. We have to hear a few words from our partners and advertisers, and we'll be right back after this.
What's up, homie?
And we're back on the Homies Podcast on a Friday night. You can check us out right now on Fans First Sports Network, Steel Curtain Network, Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan, and the Running Through the Jungle podcast channel. So check us out any of them places. Hit thumbs up everywhere you go. Be sure to give us a like. Get them algorithms up per Big G sign. Algorithm sign Big G, please.
Mm-hmm. Y'all put it up. I'll put it up. Here you go. There you go one more time.
So yeah, fellas, quick question to go ahead and get started. We typically talk about the AFC North. We'll get into the AFC North in its totality currently. Before that, though, we're going to answer this question. B Dirt provided a graphic for us in our chat. We're going to put it up on the screen, and we're going to decide what's the best AFC North all-time team. Mm-hmm. So
there's a super chat too, Tate, when you get a chance to, from Luke Cage.
Well, let's do that right now.
Yep.
Luke Cage in the building, the superhero. Big G, is Luke Cage Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's top 10 strongest Marvel characters, Earth-based Marvel characters ever.
Is he really a superhero? Ever.
Yeah, he's got impenetrable skin, and he's
super
strong.
Does that make you a superhero?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I seen him go toe for toe with the Hulk, and I seen him bust the thing up.
What a thing!
Yeah, stop that. Come on, man. Let me get to the question, man. Luke Cage said, thanks for the $1.99. Big G, is there a real chance of us getting Olave? Yes. I think that's going to be a segue after we get done, and I'm going to answer it in totality after we get done with this all-time AFC North team. But yes, Luke Cage, yes, it is. And we'll go into depth in here in a little bit. Mute, fine. All right, man, I can't find... Yeah, I'm tired. I can't find my sign. I swear somebody done
Damn. Find myself, because I'm Tate of integrity. So have no problem giving myself a fine.
Wait. B Dirt and Pay don't know. His integrity, 14-3 for the Steelers, and then we did it again, and he went 14-3 again. We went through the schedule 2 times at 14-3, back to back. Just to let y'all know. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just telling you. But he's integrous. So I told him I'm with him.
I'll tell you what. I'll put the over under at 12.5.
Oh.
Nah.
What y'all betting? Bread? Corner time? What y'all betting?
Whatever you want.
Corner time would be dirt, but if you put it at 11.5, I would take that.
Ooh.
All day.
All right. What are we doing? Our normal?
Yeah.
25?
25, right? Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Oh, that's
You'll
a
be-
nice bet. That's a nice
You'll
bet.
be sending me that 25 in early December. So just
Ooh.
put a receipt for that.
Mm-hmm.
On it right now.
Yep.
All right. So, fellas, man, thanks everybody for the super chat. Luke Cage, thanks again, man. You are a superhero, bro. In spite of what Pay says.
That's fact.
Super
That's
Luke.
fact.
But hey man, so here it goes right here. All time. Thanks for the graphic, B Dirt. Right here. Here's the screen.
Oh, I
So-
stole that from somebody else.
Okay. Well,
It's PFS at PFS
Yeah.
up in the top corner.
Yeah, it looked like it's cut off. I cut it off, or I got it cut off. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just made it into so we can put it on here. But yeah, man. So the rows, I'm guessing, are across, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that all? That's all offense and all defense?
Yeah, it's defense, offense at the top, defense at the bottom, and they're in 11 personnel too. They're in
Oh,
11 personnel.
I thought it was like basketball with the, with the different rows. Like what row will you take? But that would be a grid that could sustain that. You couldn't sustain the all-time AFC North football team on that. But what do we think about this?
I mean, the only dude that I'm coming for is Yonda, the offensive guard from the Baltimore Ravens. That's the only. I agree with every other position. Maybe if you look at DTs, maybe Casey Hampton for one of the Bengals guys. But bro, this is pretty spot on, man. This is pretty spot on.
Could you imagine playing against that defensive backfield?
Oh, it's over. It's over. Blunt, Woodson, Troy Polamalu, and Ed Reed. Come on, dog. It's all over with. It's all over.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's a hell of a defensive backfield. So anybody you would change Pay for the knowledge you have of the AFC North all time? Is there anybody? There's nobody current on here.
Nope.
So for those wondering, the all-time AFC North team.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
You got
good
quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, running back Jim Brown. You got, as G said, it's an 11 personnel. So you got 3 wide receivers. That's Chad Ochocinco, Antonio Brown, Hines Ward, and tight end we got Ozzie Newsome. The offensive line reads like this: Jonathan Ogden at left, Marshall Yonda, Mike Webster, Alan Faneca, and Anthony Munoz. I think all of these are Hall of Famers except for Yonda. Mean Joe Green is the top guy on the defensive side. We got Geno Atkins, Carlos Dunlap, Terrell Suggs, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, Ray Lewis, Mel Blunt, Rod Woodson, Troy Polamalu, and Ed Reed to round out the defense.
I'd take Dunlap out of there, put TJ in.
TJ Watt?
Yep.
But he'd have to play D tackle. He can't. No, that's no.
It's an edge, buddy.
Oh, it
That's
says
an edge.
edge. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I agree with that. Take Dunlap out and put in.
It's a little bit out of position because it's a 4-3 instead of a 3-4. But I mean, I still think he can pull that off.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pay, do you agree with me taking Yonda out?
He's laughing about Atkins and Dunlap. Atkins was a bad boy.
He sure was.
I think Dunlap is a little overrated to be on here.
How's Dunlap have 100 career sacks, but has a 2-time Pro Bowler? Okay, he won the Super Bowl championship with who? The Seahawks, the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think he was a rotational player for them.
Yeah, he went from us to Arizona, and they picked him up, I think, mid-season.
To the Seahawks.
I think adding the one current player, TJ Watt, is a good call.
Overrated.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that far, but I will say that I will ask: is this like a resume based thing, or is this we just going off vibes? Because I got some questions on the offense.
Yeah, like you're putting Hines Ward, who is not in the Hall of Fame, in front of Hall of Famers from the Steelers.
Right.
At wide receiver. I don't
Same
know.
with Ocho Cinco and Mr. Brown.
Yeah, you can make some arguments there.
So you would put Lewis Lips or John Stallworth in over Ocho Cinco, Antonio
he's
Brown?
He's probably just talking
Ward?
Stallworth and Swan. Ain't nobody talking about
Yeah.
no Lewis Lips.
Yeah, I said the wrong guy.
And there's probably other guys. The Cleveland Brown got. Paul Warfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I'm taking Dave Yonda. Dave DeCastro taking his spot, bro. He got to go. Dave DeCastro got to go, bro. Yonda got to go. Dave DeCastro was a beast.
I don't know how. I can know how because it comes down to who's better. Ogden's probably better. Between Ogden and Joe Thomas for the Browns.
Ogden all day, every day, bro. That could arguably be the best 2 tackles ever. Like in NFL history, you could argue that's the best 2 tackles ever.
I would say Anthony Munoz is number 1, but my number 2, I could go with Orlando Pace.
Not over Ogden Tate. And I'm a Buckeye, but Ogden is a dog, bro. Ogden, man. Ogden could arguably be argued for the number 1 tackle of all time. Arguably. That dude was different, bro. Orlando Pace was a dog, too. I'm not saying that.
I'm just proud of you for not being biased, G. Good job.
Ogden was a dog. Ogden was a dog, bro.
He got 11 Pro Bowls, 4 first team, 5 second team.
I know that. Pay knows that. Tate knows that. It's unusual for you to say it.
Hey, man.
Over an Ohio State Buckeye.
Yeah. And a Raven. Man, listen, that Ogden was the real deal, bro.
Wow. Anthony Munoz has 11 Pro Bowls, just like Ogden. Ogden had 4 first team All-Pro and 5 second team All-Pro. Ogden got 9. Munoz got 9 first team All-Pro and 2 second team All-Pro.
The greatest tackle ever.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree.
Ever. Yeah.
I ever tell you about meeting Orlando Pace, by the way?
No. Man.
There's a girl I went to high school with actually dated Andy Katzenmoyer when they were in college. And I went over to a friend of ours was having a house party over on Summit Street, Columbus. And he used to get bands, all kinds of stuff. It was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And I walked in the house and I went to close the door behind me. And there was like a love seat sitting behind the door. And Orlando Pace was sitting there by himself, quiet as a church mouse. I closed that door, scared the holy hell out of me. That's a big human being. And that's the largest head I've ever seen in person. I couldn't get over how big his dome was. Like it was a melon, man. It was boom. Big dude.
Him and Big Daddy Dan Wilkerson, boy. Swole. They really big dudes, man. We had a super chat from Danny
Agile for a big
man.
Dude, too.
Oh, yeah. He ran like a 4.7 at 300-something pounds and could hoop. Sandusky, was he a Sandusky? Yeah. Some Blue Streaks. He was a dog. Could hoop. We had a super chat from Danny Littlejohn, man, at the 8:29 p.m. mark. Mr. Littlejohn, we thank you for the $1.99. He said, Chris Olave signs. Does that speed up AR-12 signing? No, it doesn't speed it up. But it's not him signing. It's if the trade goes down, it doesn't speed it up. But it's sure going to make us look really good. I promise you that. It's sure going to improve our receiver room. But like I said, we're going to go in depth to it when we get to it. Dead air. Anybody talking?
No, not right now. I don't know. Like, listen, the number one thing that you've got to do is you got to get the quarterback position sewed up. If you're going for wins this year, if you think you can be that 13, 14 win team, like Tate has mentioned, you have to get Aaron Rodgers in your building. I think Aaron Rodgers is probably a 3-win difference in your total this year.
Agree. No, I'll say 2. I think we can
over
win
Mason Rudolph. I want you to hear that out loud.
I think we can win 10 with Rudolph.
You think that Aaron Rodgers only improves you 2 games over Mason Rudolph? Is it because of his age?
I think, yeah, and he might not play all the games, but I think that Mason can get us 10. But if Aaron Rodgers is there, 12 is basement. 12 is the basement. With him, it's unbelievable. And from what I'm hearing today, now, you know, I keep my ears on to the streets and all whatever else.
Again, huh?
I was in the streets again. What I'm hearing, and the vetted source is his publicist. Aaron Rodgers' publicist stated today that Rodgers will sign before mandatory OTAs. He said he's 99.999% sure that Rodgers is going to show up before mandatory OTAs.
I think at this point he either signs with the Steelers or he retires.
Yeah.
Those
his publicist said.
Well, I mean, the Saints are out there now.
Now get
he ain't going to the Saints.
Yeah. His publicist said it today. And you know, Aaron Rodgers now, regardless of what people think, he doesn't let stuff leak like that unless he wants it out there.
Yeah.
So
I think the Vikings were probably his first choice, but they gave him the cold no, man. So I think it's the Steelers or nothing. I don't think there's anybody else out there. No one comes to mind unless he decides he wants to try and, you know, sit to see if somebody gets injured the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. But
he's not doing that.
I don't think at his age that's a smart move. Trying to get ramped back up. I think he needs a preseason.
The exact quote was that Aaron Rodgers' personal issues are basically taken care of, and that he looks for Aaron Rodgers to sign with the Steelers before mandatory minicamp. Now, and like I said, publicists don't put stuff out there unless it's factual. So by me hearing that, I'm about 100% sure he's going to play with the Steelers this year.
Donnie Boyd says Rodgers will never see 12 full games this season. Why would you think after last year?
I think facts. Go ahead, Tate.
No, I just want to interject. B Dirk said, who would get ramped back up?
I think Aaron Rodgers needs a little. He's not staying with the same team, number one, so he's got to learn a playbook. He's got, so I don't think it behooves him to sit out and like I was saying, if he wants to sit and see if somebody gets injured and pick up in week 4, 5, 6, I think that's not smart for him because I think he needs to get out on the field, learn the playbook. Like he's not staying with the same team at his age. I think he just needs to be out there.
Yeah, I think nobody picks him up if that's what he does. But I don't think he's doing that. I think the Steelers are uber confident that he's signing with them. I think Aaron Rodgers has the playbook already. I think Aaron Rodgers has Arthur Smith's playbook already.
I believe that, Tate.
He just hasn't committed because he don't want to hear all the noise that he signed and he's not coming to OTAs and he didn't come to minicamp. He's going to sign shortly after. What's first? What's in June? That's
OTAs. OTAs is first, and then it's mandatory minicamp next.
So after mandatory minicamp, which is like June 10th to June 13th or something like that, I think he signs. Then the only thing you got to do is show up when it's time for training camp. But I think he already has the playbook. And B Dirt, you caught my ear when you said have to get ramped up because ramp starts with the letter R. And I've been doing some investigating about no Diddy's.
For that is because they.
I'm giving the schedule a letter grade, rated R. The R stands for revenue because the Bears are box office. You saw all those primetime games. R also stands for revenge. Week 6, the rubber match with those Commanders. We ain't forgot. Run that fade. R stands for ravishing. That's what we're going to do. We're going to ravish that rectum because the Bears taking all ass this year. All 2025, taking it.
Oh, boy.
Not like what's going on in New York. Not that. Bears are different. Bears are different.
Oh, wow. My God. That's the all-time. Tate, go ahead, bro. Tate, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
No Diddy.
You got to chill.
Tate, Pay, what was your take all about on that one? Was it about you guys got a rematch against the Commanders this year?
We were discussing the only thing in football to discuss this weekend, the schedule. I was said the schedule was going to be a movie, and I'm ready to get our R.
But that's not all what you said, Pay.
I got the revenge.
Yeah,
the
I got that.
ravishing was little. You can interpret that anyway, but the rectum and taking a double dollar signs, we'll say, and all that stuff, man. that definitely sounds no Diddy-esque.
Woo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do that mean to trigger anybody who would be triggered by those comments? And
why are you worried about us triggering people if you're out there saying that?
I said I.
Man.
I said I didn't say we. I said I.
But, yeah, man. So B Dirt, let's take one more break real quick, then we'll come back and talk about the schedules. If you could pull up the Bengals schedule, B Dirt, and just walk us through it. And when we get back from break, we'll start with the Bengals. And I'll pull up the Browns schedule. Pay, you got the Ravens schedule. And we got time. We can even get into the Bears because there's some news out of Chicago that, in a book being published, that Caleb Williams' dad said that he don't want his son in Chicago, and Chicago's where quarterbacks go to die. So I'm just interested from a frustrated Chicago sports fans perspective. What do we think about that in the Windy? I mean, is he a Chicago? Obviously, the Chicago Bears drafted him, but do you guys feel different about him? But we'll talk about that when we get to it. That could transition into overtime too. So we'll definitely get to that. But that's something that's to come up. B Dirt, you pull that schedule up. We're gonna go to break real quick. If you're watching on YouTube, Big G, keep your eyes on the chat. Anything that needs pulled up, let me know. I'm all over the place over here. Kind of got behind trying to do research with that rated R. So we're gonna take a quick break. If you're watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. Listen on audio. We have to hear a few words from our partners and advertisers, and we'll be right back after this. And we're back on the Friday night homies episode. I'm your boy Tate here with the homie B Dirt in the building. One of the homies down with the Run Through the Jungle True podcast channel. Go ahead and check that out. Go ahead. You can watch this on there right now. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Give it a smash. And we got Big G in the building right here from Steel Curtain Network, the Know It Alls podcast. We love all his takes, whether we believe him or not. We love him. Right? I mean, we enjoy his takes. B Dirt has the Bengals schedule pulled up. We're going to add that to our stream here. B Dirt, take it away, man, with the Bengals schedule.
Bengals schedule. So I start looking around week 5. I just assume we're going to start off 1-3 or 0-4 because that's what we've been doing in the Zach Taylor era.
Y'all going 1-4?
No, I mean that's historically yes.
Wow.
No, let's go week 1. What do you think?
I mean, we're at the Browns, and then we have the Jaguars at home. Week 1 and week 2 should be able to win those games.
Yeah,
those are games that if you want to right the ship from last year, you have to win this year because things get a little dicey right after that. Week 3, we go at Minnesota. Week 4, we go at the Broncos. Both of those are playoff caliber teams. Both of those, think they're better this year, even though Minnesota, what will JJ McCarthy do is going to be the biggest question for them.
Facts.
What will he look like in week 3?
Facts.
I really think the Broncos got better.
Facts.
So that's a tough one there. And by the way, that's a Monday Night Football game. It's actually the farthest we travel this season as well. The Cincinnati Bengals travel fewer miles than any NFL team this year.
That's an advantage. That's an advantage.
8,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions in week 5 after that at home, another tough game, followed by the Packers at Green Bay.
You got the Lions in Detroit or in Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati, okay.
I
know that's your favorite team against your second favorite team, at least your NFC team, right?
It is, and that instantly when the schedule came out, that was one I was going to go to. Unfortunately, Michigan plays Wisconsin on October 4th, so I'll be there. I'm not going to do the double dip.
Mm-hmm.
But we got the Packers then week 6, week 7, Steelers at home. Always AFC North games always tough.
I predicted y'all to win that game too, by the way, B-Dirt.
And
we both predicted the Bengals to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then and that's also a Thursday night game. Thursday night, and I agree with you because we discussed this on our podcast. Thursday night, road teams have a rough time.
Facts.
So that's going to be a short week.
And we play horrible on Thursdays, Peter. The Steelers play horrible on Thursday. Sunday night and Monday, we got you. Thursdays might be an L.
Then we got the Jets on the 26th. I picked that as my game I'm going to go to. My buddy Mike that Tate and Pay met when we were down in South Carolina as a Jets fan, so we're going to go to that. And then we have the Chicago Bears coming to Cincinnati on November 2nd. Again, I think they're a much improved team as well, so it's going to be a tough one. I like the bye week at week 10. Coming out of the bye week, going to Pittsburgh, you got the Steelers. Week 11, you've got a little bit of a wild card in the Patriots. Week 12, but I really want to see us come out and smash the Patriots after we lost to them in week 1 last year and had no business doing so. And then we get into an interesting little 3-game skid here with at Baltimore for another Thursday night game. This is the 3rd straight year we've played a Thursday night game at Baltimore. Not sure what's going on there. Then we have the following week, we go to Buffalo, week 14, 4-24 game.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a tough one. Then we go back with Baltimore at home on week 15. So that's a little bit a little dicey coming out of that bye week.
Yeah.
And then we finish up with what I think are winnable games.
Yeah.
At Miami on week 16, Arizona at home week 17, and home against the Browns to finish up the year in week 18. Bookend the Browns, and then we play the Baltimore Ravens twice in 3 weeks. Don't get it, but I mean that's what it is. I did profess. I think Chat GTP did do the schedule for the NFL this year because there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, facts. Hey, so I got y'all looking at it in totality, 10-7. 10-7. That's where I got y'all at, B-Dirt. 10-7.
Don't we like the divisional games being backloaded though?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I would like the last 2 games to be divisional. To be honest with you, I think let's flip flop this Cardinals game and this Ravens game, December 14th and 27th.
Right.
I think that's space the Ravens out a little bit more. Give us the Ravens the next last game of the season. I think that's a great game there. But they didn't. They sandwiched the Ravens, with Buffalo Bills. Very rough 3-game stretch. But listen, man, if the Bengals want to be who they think they are, they got to win those games.
Your tough 3-game stretch is the Bills, the Ravens, and who? Ravens again.
Ravens. The Ravens, the Bills, the Ravens. Yeah.
You got a 3-game stretch before then. It's pretty tough too. When you go Detroit, Green Bay, Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
that's a rough run.
See, I think at the Broncos on Monday night and then Detroit and Green Bay is a harder 3-game set than Detroit, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if well, we don't know. We don't know what your quarterback situation is. I know you're really confident on Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers was playing in week 7 and week 4, probably both to me about the same. As far as the Broncos and the Steelers.
Well, Pay got booted out or kicked out or just left. I don't know.
No, there's a 5-state super thunderstorm, and it's all the way over here where I'm at in Ohio. And his internet dropped, and it's bad outside. I'm looking upstairs. I'm like, bro, it's lightning and everything. So he said his internet dropped. He said as soon as he comes back in, he'll come back in.
Sent the text.
Yeah. I've been talking to him the whole time while y'all was talking. So
you did have a pretty good prediction, by the way, G, because right now most of Vegas has us at 10.5 on the over/under. So picking 10 or 11 is probably pretty solid.
So let's ask this, B-Dirt. I don't know what week it was. You took the schedule down, but if you could go ahead and pull up the Browns schedule and share it the same way, that worked. But what do you foresee? Page not here, so I just want to know what you think about the Bengals Chicago game.
I really think that I think they're much improved. I think the Chicago is very improved. I think we'll be at home. I think we'll probably be 2.5 to 3.5 point favorites, depending on how we start off the season. But it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think they have the ability to score. They got a lot of weapons, and I think, I'm pretty sure that we've realized that the Bengals' questions are going to be on defense.
You heard the rumor that I heard today, B-Dirt?
Which one's that?
Chicago Bears trade for Hendrickson.
Oh.
I heard it today.
Come on and get him.
So I don't know how true it is, but it's all over NFL rumors pages and everything. I didn't hear the compensation of the trade, but I was hearing that Hendrickson will be traded to the Bears. And I wanted to bring that up here with Pay, but I understand it because the weather's crazy. So, but yeah, I heard that. I heard that by more than one source today. That Hendrickson was going to be traded to the Bears.
I'm good with it, man. I'm good with it.
Yeah. I understand it. Mute.
My bad. So he probably get you second or third. You think, B-Dirt?
Well, his camp thinks that he's worth a first.
Too old for a first.
I don't think he'll do that. I think it depends on where you think they're going to draft, right? I think it'll be a later second. And I do think the Bengals will probably try and get 2 picks out of it, a late second or up to a mid-round third. And if it's a third, they'll probably want a 5th. If it's a second, they'll probably take a 6th. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing it. So, anytime we know from just history, anytime there's smoke, there's fire. So it's just a matter sometimes if they're willing to pull the trigger and do what they need to do. But I think for sure that it is a strong possibility that might go down, man.
I think that behooves both teams.
Hey, I said going into the season, we have 3 really big salaries that we need to sign. If they sign 2 of them and get assets for the 3rd, happy guy.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. It's business.
That's fair. Yeah, it's business. It's big business, man.
And he's asking for over $30 million. He wants multiple years. I'm just saying, I love Trey Hendrickson, and I love what he's meant to Cincinnati. I think not only is he a very good football player, but I think he's a good dude. All that said, he's asking for the same money that the top 3-4 players, Max Crosby type money. He's not those guys. He's just not. So to me, if he was Myles Garrett and Danielle Hunter and Max Crosby, those guys have 80 to 90 tackles a year. Trey Hendrickson has 40, 45 tackles a year and has 17 sacks twice.
Yeah.
He does one thing really well, but he's a little bit of a one-dimensional end. So
yeah.
it is what it is.
I get it, bro.
All right, let's jump to this Brown schedule one real quick. Big G, your boy Dan Orlovsky said Steelers could go 0-6. I think the Browns could be the team that could go 0-6 if we're looking at their schedule right there.
The Browns
just go down just go down the first column.
Lost to the Bengals, lost to the Ravens, lost to the Packers, lost to the Lions, lost to the Vikings, lost to the Steelers. They could easily be 0-6 or 1-5 right off the gate.
And that Vikings game's in London. So they play in London and then turn around and come back and play against the Steelers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's L's, man.
After the Steelers coming off a bye.
Mm-hmm.
No, but the Browns play in London, then they'll be coming off a bye too.
Mm-hmm.
No. Week 5, the Vikings and Browns are in London.
Yeah, because the Vikings are staying up. The Vikings play the Steelers in Ireland in week 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Steelers have a bye week 5. So if the Browns are playing the Vikings week
5, and then they play the Steelers week 6.
Yeah, the Browns buying until after the Patriots.
Oh, so the Browns don't get a bye? They got to come back from London
play
to play?
Vikings in
and
London,
play us.
And then they turn around and play you the following week.
After we're off a bye. They play us the following week after we're off a bye.
They're in Pittsburgh.
We're going to mop them.
I don't like that. I think far
So what do? They fly back into Cleveland and then just, bus over to or fly back into I don't understand.
They'll probably fly back Sunday night.
I thought when teams play international games, they get a bye. That's how it typically.
Well, they didn't this time.
Nope. They'll fly back Sunday night, go through whatever treatment they got to go through on Monday, practice on Tuesday through Thursday. Friday, they're headed to Pittsburgh. They're going to be exhausted.
Yeah, that's rude.
They're going to be exhausted. Yeah, that's 6 straight, bro. That's 0-6. And you know what? Not to be biased, they have an improved roster, but they're going to lose all 6 of them games. There's no way in hell they're going to win any of them games. No way. 0-6 right there.
You can't say that, but I definitely say they're no better than 2-4 at absolute best. I can see 0-6, but I can't say there's no way they win none of those games. They could upset.
I'll tell you. All right, here's what I'll say. I'm not going to say they're not going to win any of them. There's a good chance that they go into the bye week at week 9 without being favored by Vegas in a single game.
Facts. I could see them going 1-7 by the bye week. I could see them getting either a win against the Dolphins or a win against the Patriots and be 1-7 going into the bye week. I could see that easily. And that might be where they switch to Shedeur Sanders.
Okay, so
could you get a couple of magical Flacco games? Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Second column. Well, how do you see it? 5 games. What's the record of that stretch?
I think they win 2 or 3.
Yep, 2. I'll give them 2. The Patriots. I give them the Patriots and the Raiders.
See, I'd be more apt to give them the Dolphins over the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to be much improved this year.
I think out of the Dolphins, Jets, and Raiders, they win 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got them at 2-11.
Mm-hmm.
3-11, maybe.
3-10, maybe 2-11.
I think they pull an upset out with a Flacco game in that first column.
So that's
who is it? I don't know. Is it the Vikings in London? Could be a weird one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So B-Dar, you got them 3-10. Everybody else got a 2-11. Last column.
The first 2 columns is only 11 games, 6 and then 5, 11 games. So
B-Dar
got it would be 2-9 or 3-6.
I got 3 wins. You got 2 wins.
Yeah.
All right, last column: Niners, Titans, Bears, Bills, Steelers, Bengals.
1 win. They're either going to beat the Bears or they're going to beat the Titans. 1 win. They're going to lose to the 49ers. They're going to lose to the Bills. The Steelers going to beat them, and they're going to lose to the Bengals. 1 win.
I'm going to give them 2 out of this. I think they've got a chance to win those top 3, and depending on what's going on with the Bengals, might not play. If they can't move up in that thing, it's always week 18's a wild card. So between then, I think they win 2 of those 4 games.
So we both got them winning what? 4
I've
games.
got them winning
total.
5.
5 and 12 for B Dirt. Big G, you got them at 3 and 14 or 4 and 13.
4 and 13. 4 and 13. That's at best 4 and 13.
B Dirt, we want to go ahead and pull up the Ravens schedule real quick, man. I'll take this off the screen. You just go ahead and pull it up on your computer.
Got it.
And we'll put it back up.
Hey man, if they go 4 and 13, they're gonna fire Stefanski, dog. They're gonna fire him, man.
Yeah, I think this the year he could be fired, but I don't think it's because of lack of.
I don't think it's his fault. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Steelers Almighty, what's cracking, bro? He said, who's starting quarterback in week 18? Whoever make the squad between Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders, or for us, who you talking about starting 18? He probably talking about them. It's either Shador or Gabriel, whoever makes the team.
Man, B Dirt, Mr. Woodsy, he don't like the Bengals. He be hating every comment he said he got the Bengals losing. Mr. Woodsy, man, they not gonna lose to the Browns. The Browns the only team that's gonna go 0-6 in the division this year.
Hey, we ain't for everybody. I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. The Browns are going 0-6 in the AFC.
So I got the Browns at 5 and 12. I got the Bengals at 11 and 6. G, what do you got? You got 4 and 13.
Yep.
And 10 and 7.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going head to head with this.
Big Pun asked me a question if Burrow was QB
for the Steelers
roster. I think Burrow wins more games with the Steelers. The only player I see the Bengals being head and shoulders above the Steelers is their quarterback and their receiver. But we just had Joe Burrow with DK Metcalf and whatever receiver that's opposite of him could be somebody of a bigger name. I think just because the defensive side of the ball is better, I think he'd have easier games when he have to put up the numbers that he's gonna have to, like he did last year, and they fell just short. He would have to put up those superhuman numbers. Even though he's capable of it, he would have easier games.
If Joe Burrow was the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, they would win 2 straight Super Bowls and go to 3 straight AFC Championship games. They would win 2 straight. It's that simple.
Big G always gets carried away, man.
B-Dirt probably agree with me.
We'll pull up the Ravens schedule. So let's run through this one real quick so we can get to the Steelers.
All right, we got it in there. I apologize. This is actually the best thing that they have as far as what their schedule looks like on the official Ravens website. It is the worst one I've pulled up so far. By far.
Okay.
So
they open against Buffalo on Sunday night. That'll be a good one.
Barn burner.
How you guys see that? That one's tough to call. It's in Buffalo.
Their first 4 games are interesting. They're home against the Browns in week 2. You expect that to be a layup. But other than that, they got Sunday night at the Bills. They got Monday night versus the Lions. And then they got Sunday primetime at the Chiefs, or Sunday 4:25 game at the Chiefs.
They're going 2-2 in the first 4.
And that's good, I think.
They're going 2-2.
Because you're beating one of the best teams in the NFL if you go 2-2.
Yeah, if you go 2-2, you're beating one of them, but you're giving them the Browns. I think they could go 3-1, but yeah, 2-2 is fair. But you're saying they're not one of the best teams and they lose against 2 of the best teams. But all those games except the Lions are on the road. The Bills and Chiefs are on the road.
Yep. They split between the Bills and the Chiefs. They beat the Browns and they lose to the Lions.
Hey, if you got to play in Buffalo, I'd rather play in September. You know what I mean?
Sure right. You sure right. But the Buffalo Bills defensive line is killers. Their defensive line. King Henry, I'm trying to tell you,
so,
he's in a little bit of trouble.
So the Texans come to Baltimore. Win or lose?
They lost. Houston lose. That's Baltimore dub.
I concur.
Rams in Baltimore. No,
Yep.
yeah, in
Yeah.
Baltimore. In Baltimore.
Traveling across the country, man. No bueno.
Dub 4-2.
The Bears come to Baltimore. They got a stretch of 4 out of 5 home games right
And
there.
a bye week early at 7. I don't love that.
Yep.
Well,
If I'm a
Steelers is
Baltimore
worse
fan.
than that, but yeah, I don't love it either. Okay, so the Bears,
Dub 5-2.
UB
Agreed.
Dirt.
Agreed.
All right, at Miami.
Dub.
Yeah, this is look, I said it's hard for an away team on Thursday night, but I think the gap between these two teams is enough that I give the nod here to Baltimore.
Unless they get tripped up by the South Beach Monster.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe going in on a Thursday, playing early on Thursday might help them. Yeah.
Take super chat from Claude.
Okay, let's pull that up real quick. Claude, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the 5.
He said just from last year, Mason had a better QB than Rodgers. Wilson and Fields, so let's get Rodgers retired. I guess that's what he's saying. He doesn't want Rodgers.
I don't even know if that could be correct. Mason had a better QBR than Aaron Rodgers last year. Not that Aaron Rodgers was great, but Mason Rudolph sucked.
Get him out of here, bro. Get him out. Let's
I
go back to the schedule.
know. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the schedule. I'm gonna pull it up and look though.
Mm-hmm.
Pay is back too. So y'all just finish going through the schedule. Thanks, Claude, again.
Dirk, take that super chat down, bro. Oh, there you go. All right. So now so I got them, and we all agree they're 5-2 at this point. We threw the Dolphins. Pay through the Miami Dolphins. Where you got the Baltimore Ravens? By the Miami Dolphins. Us 3 got them at 5-2. Where you got
them? It looks like they have the Bills, Browns, Lions, Chiefs in September. Harbaugh has a great September track record. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. They go 3-1. You got Houston, LA, by Bears for the next 3 games. I think they sweep all 3 of those games. I got them 6-1.
All right, so we got them 5-2. You got them 6-1. Next game at the Vikings. Loss for me. I don't know what y'all talking about, but I got them with a loss with the Vikings.
In Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I got them taking that.
So
I have them one.
Yeah, so you got them. So now, B-Dirt, you got 2 losses. I got 3. Pay got 1. Tate, where you at? Do they win or lose at the Vikings? Oh, he's still researching. All right, we're going to go to the
Mason
Browns.
Rudolph had a 55.5 passer QBR last year, and Aaron Rodgers had 48.
Tate, you muted.
No, I was talking to my phone. I had Mason Rudolph with 55. I was looking at Aaron Rodgers. So yeah,
48.
Right. But Mason Rudolph threw 9 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. What was Aaron Rodgers' touchdown interception number?
20, I think 29-17, something like that. Tate, where you got him at with the Vikings? Win or loss?
The Ravens?
Yeah.
I think the Ravens beat the Vikings, and I was just going through it with you guys. I haven't been keeping track.
Okay.
But I would pick the Ravens in this one.
Okay, so 2 losses. B-Dirt got 2 losses. I got 3. Pay got 1. We to the Cleveland Browns. That's a dub. I think it's across the board. That's a dub for all of us.
Get 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Yeah.
That alone is better. I don't care about no freaking QBR. That alone is better.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, and his passer rating was 90.5.
Correct. Get Claude out of here. So QBR is some fictitious PFF. Let's go. The Cleveland Browns, all of us got them for a dub.
Dub.
All right. Jets, I got a dub. Yep. At the Bengals, that's the next one.
Dub.
You got a dub, Pay? You got a dub?
The winning streak continues. I have the Ravens still winning.
So you got them with one loss at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, Steelers at the crib.
Dub.
I got them winning that one too. Pay, where you got them?
I have no reason to disagree.
Oh. Then at the Bengals.
Loss.
I got a loss. So that's my fourth loss. Dirk got 3 losses. Pay, do they lose at the Bengals?
They're not going to sweep the Bengals this year. They did it last year. Something's going to revert back to what we expect. So I can see them 1-1 at this point. So 1-1 between those 3 division games. 2-1. I'm sorry. So this is my second loss for the Ravens.
All right. Next game, the Patriots. Dub for me.
Dub.
Mm-hmm.
Next game at the Packers. Loss. So I got them at 5. I got them at 5 losses right now.
I have the Ravens at 14-3.
But you ain't got them for 1 win.
I'm gonna
you
say
got 2
dub.
games left and only got 1 loss. Oh, then you got
Yeah.
2. You got 2 games left and you only got 2 losses.
I'm gonna give them a dub against the Packers.
All right, Dub. So
They're going to
Dirk,
sit.
you got
They're going to
4.
sit players. Yeah, they're not. The Packers are not going to be any entertainment for the Ravens. The Ravens are going to win that game going away, and then they're going to sit players in Week 18. That's their 3rd loss. 14-3.
I got them.
Y'all remember what I said about Mr. Woodsy and the Bengals earlier?
Mhm.
I detect the same sense of that with Pay and the Packers, but no matter. So your final records.
Pay's 14-3.
I'm
I'm 12-5, and B's 13-4.
Okay. All right. So we didn't get to the Steelers schedule, but me and Big G have done that over the last 2 shows we've been on. Smash the gas and pump the brakes. Maybe we can talk about it at some point real quick on overtime. Well, we may, but I am going to give Big G the floor to tell us what he knows or has heard about the Chris Olave potential trade, and we'll get out of here and get on to overtime.
So preliminary talks were made between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers, as well as the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New Orleans Saints. The Pittsburgh Steelers contacted the Green Bay Packers for Romeo Doubs. The Pittsburgh Steelers contacted the New Orleans Saints for Chris Olave. From what I understand, there was a conversation concerning draft capital, how guys would get traded. What I heard from a preliminary, the Steelers were interested in the talks for Olave more than the talks for the Packers. I'm hearing that it's going to cost the Steelers possibly either a 2nd or a 3rd and a 5th and a pick swap the following year in the 3rd round for them to obtain Chris Olave. So it could be a 3rd round and a 5th round, or it could be a 2nd round and a 5th round with a pick swap the next year for Olave to come. I like it better for the 3rd and the 5th round and the pick swap the following year, and I think that's worth it. We already have 3 third-round draft picks. Why not give up 1, give up a 5th? We already got 2. Give up that one and bring Olave into the building. That's my preference. I don't know if there's been talk concerning Romeo Doubs, but based on all the information I've got being out in the streets, that there is preliminary talks between the Pittsburgh Steelers to obtain Chris Olave via trade. What he said, a 2nd for Mr. Woodside, that's what they say. That's the going. So Mr. Woodside, you realize that Chris Olave is a top 20 receiving, as far as receiving yards in the NFL. The top 20. Go check his stats in 2023 and 2024. He top 20. Go check it out. I already done the research.
He didn't play a lot last year.
Top 20 in
22 and 23.
22 and 23. Yeah, top 20.
Yeah,
top 20 and Dubs.
There's no way that's correct.
In 3 seasons, his high for receiving yards were in 23. He had 1,123 yards. In 3 seasons, he's got a total of 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
How many games? How many games has he played in 3 seasons?
I don't know.
I think that's important.
I think 1,100 yards would be in the top 20 for one season.
In 2023, I know for a fact he's in the top 20. I know that. Maybe not 2022, but I know in 2023, definitely. I guarantee it. And a third and a fifth should do it. That's easy. That's easy. But you know, people always push. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy
played
trade.
39 games in 3 years.
And how many total yards?
So in 22, he played 15. In 23, he played 16. He only played 8 last year.
Yeah. And in 2023, he was in the top 20. Claude said, I'm making it up. Go Google it yourself, Claude, since you're talking all that yak. He was in the top 20 in receiving in 2023. Look it up.
What did you all get back for George Pickens?
A third and a pick swap.
A pick swap. What was the pick swap?
The following year in the 5th round.
So you want to give? So you're trading George Pickens for Chris Olave, basically.
Basically. We have 12 draft picks next year. 12 players is not going to make the roster next year. We're not going to completely overhaul the roster, and those 12 draft picks become players for the Steelers. That's not going to happen.
I think George Pickens is obviously the better talent. Chris Olave is a really, really good number 2. George Pickens,
you want to hear something hilarious? In his best season in 2023, Chris Olave had 1,123 yards, which was good for 17th in yards receiving for that year. Can you guess who was 16th? And can you guess who was 18th? That sandwiched him at 17th.
DK Metcalf and George Pickens.
You're right on the nose.
DK Metcalf and George Pickens.
George Pickens had 17 more yards than him, and DK Metcalf had 9 yards less.
Who played with a better quarterback?
Not Olave.
Not Olave.
Well, George Pickens didn't either.
DK Metcalf played with the best quarterback, probably.
Geno Smith is the best quarterback of the trio, huh?
Yeah.
So here's my thing. If you're trading the same thing to get the same production that you just gave up for George Pickens, obviously you got rid of George Pickens because he's a headache. He doesn't even show up on time on game days, and he doesn't show up to practice.
For a guy who's got a headache from 4 concussions.
Right. So it feels like you just, where's the advancement here? Well, what are we doing? Are we getting better, or are we just staying the same?
Addition by subtraction, no headaches.
You subtracted George Pickens already, but now you want to trade what you got for him for somebody who will want to be on the field sometimes, because there has been a time he did not want to play.
Well, he played 15 and 16 games. He missed 8. 2 concussions were last year. So he had to sit out after the 2 concussions.
He had the leg injuries and the concussions. So my point is, it sounds like you're just doing the same thing all over again.
Character over clown, being a clown. Production over productivity. Character over being a clown, and production over productivity.
Those are the same things.
Production over potential. Production over potential. Everybody's got GP with potential.
Hold on a second.
Everybody's got GP. Everybody got GP with potential. I don't care nothing about potential, and he's a freaking clown. Get him out of here. Olave's not character issues. He's got none of those things.
Listen, you gotta stay composed.
And he was a captain.
You gotta stay composed when you talk about George Pickens, man. You're losing your cool, and you start to say the same word, different pretenses and post tenses, all kinds of stuff.
We're not paying one for the other, man. George Pickens was a clown. Get him out of town.
Yeah,
Olave was a captain. He was a captain, and he's a leader. Get that dude out of here.
I already said all that. My question was that if you're going to pay the same thing, you're taking what you got for George Pickens and taking that bag of gold and giving it to the Saints to get somebody who has a issue getting on the field himself. Where are you improving at?
He doesn't have an issue getting. He had to go out.
1 year.
1 year because he had 2 freaking concussions and his ankle was messed up. He played 15 and 16 games. The other prior
all
to
the same year.
Yes.
He played 16 and 15 games.
Yes.
The first 2 seasons.
And he's one less year off the contract. And the Saints just picked up the 5th-year option.
And with Olave, they get a 5th-year option.
Yes, absolutely.
So they got time to make it.
I don't think you're going to pick up that option.
They already picked it up. It's in the terms of the contract from the Saints. Yeah. It's already done. Yes.
Yeah, so that makes it even more like I don't know if I want that headache. No pun intended. But I don't think you should excuse concussions that casually. You know, if he has a history of what was it, 3 or 4 concussions?
4 in 3 years.
I think that is a humongous red flag that you should definitely pay attention to. A third-round draft pick is a starter for most teams. You probably want to reduce that asking price if you really want to.
They got 3.
We have 3 third-round picks. We have 3.
Hey, just because you have a lot of money in the bank doesn't mean you should overpay for a car.
I don't think it's overpaying.
Absolutely not. Juice Bellamy for a super chat, Tate. First off, pay Carr through hospital balls, which is facts. Why his brother and him want him out of New Orleans. The passes that Carr threw him was ridiculous.
And the passes that Mason Rudolph is going to throw ain't going to be too much better. So
you just worry about 12 and going to put that punishment on you when the Bears play the Steelers. You just worry about 12, bro.
Focus the conversation.
25-5. That's all I'm saying. 25-5. That's the record. That's how many times Aaron Rodgers done whooped the Bears. 25-5.
So we're not talking about Olave no more. Okay.
Where did Chris Olave play college ball at?
At Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
No, but it's not that. That's not the issue. The issue is, matter of fact, I'm going to tell you this. Olave's better than GP because you got to take the madness that goes along with GP. The Pittsburgh Steelers historically have gotten rid of receivers when they needed to get rid of them.
The Steelers have never lost a wide receiver trade. I will say that.
That's facts.
When we look back at trends and over time in recent history and analytics of receiver trades and getting off receivers at the appropriate time, the Steelers are perfect and 0, how many of that times that is. So I do think Olave, you have a guy like Olave and B. Dirt's guy, Roman Wilson. You got character guys in the room. You don't got nobody that's going to want to get paid $25-30 million next year. You get him. You get Olave was drafted in what draft? 22?
2.
Yeah, 22.
Number 12 overall.
So we got 2 more years left this year and the 5th-year option year. And then if he balls out, then maybe he gets paid high-end number 2 money. But you see, now you got DK Metcalf is 5 years. You have a rookie quarterback probably next year, so you're not worried about paying the quarterback position. I mean, so yeah, I see it as a win. Sometimes you throw darts. If you got 3 darts, you throw one of them and you see. But another super chat from Danny Littlejohn, and we're going to get out of here and jump on overtime.
You're going to need those darts to throw at a quarterback next year, man.
Yeah, but a third-round pick ain't gonna hurt it.
Yeah, you're going to need a third-round pick packaged to move up in the draft and draft the quarterback you want.
And then we still have a third round. It'd probably take our first, our second, and maybe a third to move up to in the top 6 or 7.
Depends on where.
We got back-to-back super chats. Back-to-back.
Okay, we'll read Danny Littlejohn's.
Danny Littlejohn, worry about them trash Bears and Caleb/Dad.
We brought that up. We didn't talk about that either, but he want to jump all in on Chris Olave. Man, I started to see pain.
I'll keep my opinion to myself then. All right. Y'all got it.
I mean, listen, they were concerned about him playing for a defensive-minded coach, and the concern ended up being valid. And now they have a different coach, and he's in a better situation this season.
We'll see. Juice Bellamy, thank you for the
who's the better coach?
Ben Johnson's a better offensive-minded coach.
Oh, yeah, okay. You talking about
without a doubt, he's in a better situation this year than he was last year, for sure.
No, I agree. But he didn't want to be in the situation because his dad said, "Nah, come on out of that." Kind of like Lonzo Ball's dad, Mr. Ball. But go ahead, Big G. Read the super chat.
Juice Bellamy, thanks for the $1.99. He said Olave's favorite quarterback is 12 too, by the way, which is big facts. He worked. Matter of fact, y'all know that when they had the little thing out there with DK Metcalf and Caleb Johnson out there in California with old Mr. 12 Aaron Rodgers, Olave was there too. So you know, Chris Olave was out there working out with him too. So yeah, that's his dude, bruh. So come on, man. That was bias.
That's what I wouldn't do, pun.
Hell no.
That dude been suspended for PEDs and gambling games and all kind of stuff like that. I don't want Jameson Williams.
He wasn't suspended for PEDs.
What was he suspended the first 4 games for then?
He was suspended for taking an over-the-counter supplement that you get at a gas station. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but I'm sure you old heads know all about it.
I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, me neither. I think it was listed as PEDs though.
Vroom vroom.
How it tested.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what it was.
Yes, be dirt. That's exactly what it was.
Oh, they're Page looking down. They texting again, Big G.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mama D.
I got no text going on here, man.
Hey,
listen.
Big.
Mom was partially right, but she was wrong about the execution. There's never any text messaging going on. This is just mental telepathy.
I'm not buying it. Cap.
It's 100% facts, Big G.
Hey, Big G. Big Pun said David Boston's the best wide receiver ever out of Ohio State.
Hey man,
rubber room.
Jeff and Pat gonna send you guys a nasty email.
Who is?
Hour is 16 minutes on the Steel Curtain Network. No.
We ain't worried about it.
Not today.
But we about to get gone. But still, Big G, who has the all-time numbers at Ohio State?
It ain't David Boston.
Receiving touchdowns. I know it's Chris Olave. I thought you would know that right off the top of your head. But yeah.
Correct. And Emeka Buka is the all-time catch leader who he hated and said wasn't going to run no 4-4.
No, sir. So David Boston is not the best wide receiver of all time out of Ohio State. It is Chris Carter. End of discussion.
It is in totality. Chris Carter. It is. I mean,
it is right now. Yes, it is. That kid
still is.
That kid ain't done. He ain't done enough. He ain't
done nothing yet, Big G. A great freshman season, but he's not the best all time. Stop getting carried away, man. See, you take good stuff, and now you know what, Big G?
Ruin it.
You got it.
He can't have nice things. He can't have nice things.
D-Dirt. Old country or new country? Where should I put Big G?
Put his old ass in the old country.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?